Good afternoon, everybody. This is Barb Moore, Bullitt County Master Gardener. Have you ever found that plant that you just gotta have more of? Last summer, I was raising monarch butterfly caterpillars, and I ran out of hardy milkweed, and I needed to find a substitute. And Mexican milkweed, or often called tropical milkweed, was the answer to my problem. I purchased 3 plants and started raising caterpillars on it. I soon found that the caterpillars go through tropical milkweed very quickly. They eat like little pigs. Because my enclosures weren't large enough, I took cuttings from those original plants and put them into water inside the enclosures and let the caterpillars go at it. And as you can see, they pretty much defoliated those stems. I looked at those stems and thought, I wonder if I could get them to root. And yep, they sure do root well. I found that tropical milkweed will propagate very easily using water. This method of plant propagation can be used on many different types of plants. Here is a pretty simple diagram of a stem. We want to pay attention to the internode, the node, and the leaves. Here is a closer look on an actual live plant of the nodes. Here is a pot of tropical milkweed that I want to cut back to about 3 inches above the soil surface, and then I'll use the cuttings to start new plants. Here's the stem that I cut and removed several of the lower leaves. I took and cut this stem off just below the node, because at the node is where new roots are going to start to form. I then fill a clear glass container with water. I have found that using city water is a little better than using rainwater, as the city water does not start to develop algae quite as quickly as rainwater will. If algae does start to develop, just take your cuttings out, dump the water out, use a rag to wipe the algae away from the inside glass, refill your container, and put your cuttings back in. Here you see I have about 6 stems in this jar. I will take and place it in a sunny place and patiently wait for it to start to develop some roots. After a week or so, you should start to see some tiny white threads starting to develop. These are your roots. Now, the amount of time that it takes for the roots to start developing will depend on temperature and sunlight. After about a week and a half or 2 weeks, these stems are ready to be put into soil to start a whole new pot of tropical milkweed. We start the potting process with a new pot filled maybe half to 3/4 full of fresh soil that has a good amount of moisture in it and slightly tamped down. Remove the stems from the water and take and gently set them on top of the soil in the pot. With one hand, gently support the stems and fill the pot with more potting soil. Gently compact that soil, then add a little bit more. Compact it a little bit more with your fingers until the stems are able to stand on their own. Now, take and water it real well. You might even want to let some water run out the bottom. And if necessary, take and compact that soil with your fingertips just a little bit more to make sure those stems stay upright. Now, place your pot in a nice, bright, sunny place, keeping the soil moist. After you see some new growth developing, then water it as is required by the plant. After a few weeks, you will have so many plants, you can share them with your friends or use them to start new ones.